I'm speaking to you down in the pantry, the newly completed food shelving. Mrs. Wranglerstar and I are just in the process of getting everything organized and putting that together. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are starting to wake up to what's going on with our economy. You've all noticed how the price of food has just increased dramatically and continues to go up. And I start thinking about, what would happen to a family if you really had a family emergency. If you men out there are the sole providers for your family, if you went down with an injury from work, were not able to work for a month, 3, 6, a year, how helpful would it be to have a good solid storage of food that you can provide for your family? 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year's worth of food. Also, it's hedging your bets against the continued rise in cost of food. The problem with storing food, I think for most people, for me, was where do you start? When you go on the internet, you start looking around, and the majority of all websites that come up are trying to sell you something. You don't know who's got the best deal, how long, what do I get, where do you start? That's what's been so difficult, and it was daunting for me and almost discouraged me from even trying. So this series of videos we're going to be going through is to help you guys figure out a plan, where to buy the stuff, what to get, and we're going to start really basic. What we're looking for is long-term storage food, and what I'm going to lay out for you here is going to be for a family of 4 for 3 months. We can start from that. Once you get that built up, then we can expand from there. And these are not going to be foods that are going to be your favorite foods. I'm talking survival. I'm talking beans and rice, oatmeal, maybe a little bit of honey, some cooking oil, but really, really basic things that can be supplemented with your own canning, or if you have a garden, but keeping the cost down at absolutely the minimum essentials to stay alive. And what we're going to be looking at is, what I'm going to be using is a lot of the resources that are provided from the LDS Church, or the Mormon Church. Their members have been gathering and storing food for a long time, and they've really got it down to a science. And as my wife and I have been looking around for what is the best value, should we buy from Costco or Sam's or Walmart, the very, very best price, without a doubt, is the Mormon canneries. If you don't know what those are, I'm going to put a link to their main website down here in the subject heading. And what it is it's a service that's provided by the Mormon Church, and you can either go to these areas and volunteer your time to help for the day. And what you do is you show up and you put your order in for what you want, whether it be pinto beans or refried beans or rice or lentils, and you work that day. They'll give you a job. Maybe they put you in the canning area, maybe they put you in an area stacking pallets, but everyone works while they prepare your order, and it helps to keep the cost down. If you're not interested in doing that, you can also just show up, and they do have some pre-packaged items that you can just buy directly outright. So that's an option too. But Mrs. Wranglerstar and I are going to be going there for the first time on Friday. We are not members of the LDS Church, but if you call ahead and make an appointment, they're more than welcome to allow anyone who will come in. Some of the canneries have specific days. I think ours is Tuesdays and Thursdays are open to non-church members, or Fridays or whatever. I don't know the dates. They all kind of vary. But we were checking prices this morning versus Costco, and what we found was that the LDS cannery offered the food for almost 50% less of what you could get it for at Costco. Now that's after you have to buy the food grade bucket and all of those other things and do it yourself. The nice thing about the cannery is when you leave there, you have either stuff stored in Mylar bags or in the number 10 cans, which are the big ones, that you can store for 30 years and you're done with it. It's a lot nicer to have your food in these smaller quantity cans rather than the big 5-gallon buckets, because you can come down from your main pantry and then take them up and use them. It doesn't take long to go through a number 10 can versus a 5-gallon bucket where you're continually opening and closing, and they're heavy. They're just hard to deal with. So I'm kind of leaning to the 1-gallon cans. So where we're going to start with is I'm going to give you a quick list of what a 3-month supply of food looks like for a family of 4. And this is long-term storage. This is 30 years. So what we have here for 3 months for 4 people is we have 400 pounds of grains. And how that comes out is that's 100 pounds of rice, that's 200 pounds of wheat, that's 100 pounds of oats, 60 pounds of legumes, 60 pounds of pinto beans. And then we have 16 pounds of powdered milk, 10 quarts of cooking oil or olive oil, 10 quarts of vegetables, 10 pounds of 60 pounds of sugar or honey, and 8 pounds of salt. So we priced that out, and what that came to, if we got the stuff at the cannery and then the honey and a few things at Costco that we couldn't get at the cannery, it came out to about $561 would be the cost to feed your family, very, very basics, long-term storage for family 4 for 3 months. So it's really not that bad. If you think about what you're spending on your cable subscription or frivolous toys or whatever, many things you can cut out of your life, you can pay for that, even if it took you 6 months. So there really is no excuse not to do it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start with the 3 months and be going to the cannery. We'll be supplementing that, adding other things as we go. We'll start with the 3. We'll build up to the 1 year and beyond that, and I'll be sharing that with you. But do utilize that resource and find the closest cannery through the website that I provide, and take your family and go do that. They do have a lot of prepackaged items if you don't want to go there, volunteer for the day. And I noticed that they had things you could purchase immediately that were pre-canned were pancake mix, potato pearls, pinto beans, oats, rice, wheat, flour. And then they have a starter kit for $22 that has 29 pounds of food, kind of a variety, but you pay a little bit more for that convenience. So take advantage of that. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
In the basement, and I went ahead and did the space shelving based upon, I went ahead and measured the different things that we use and things that you could stack or not stack. So 2 cans fit nicely here along with a gallon size.
Can you start with the bottom?
Oh, the bottom. The bottom. We can put 5-gallon.
5-gallon buckets.
5-gallon buckets, and then these were olive oil, grape juices, kind of some taller